Many blessings, everyone. Here we are in April. It is going by so quickly. All right, we're going to talk about April. I'm going to bring some activations in that are going to help you to get through this month. It's going to be another month of activations, upgrades. There's body upgrades, there's consciousness level upgrades. They're saying there's human configurations that are happening. And the ability to see the truth from the heart and compassion versus somebody that's in the false identity ego that lives from the head. Makyoto tushta ama anakia maya. Blessings, everyone. My name is Keleena. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here, you can read all about me on my website at www.keleenamalnar.com. Okay? That way I don't have to go into all that kind of stuff and bore you. All right. The only thing I'll say is that I am a walk-in, and when I walked into this body, it was like boom, everything came online, even more powerful than it already was. All right, so I am now here in Kauai. I am so grateful and blessed to be here. It is my transition from Sedona to here for my new work, and I'm excited with everything that's happening. It is actually cold today. It's been raining all day, and it's chilly. I always share my wisdom, my inner knowing, from that which I get in meditation, but also that which I am experiencing in the moment, and what I'm experiencing with my clients as well. What's happening in the field, in the quantum field, things that are no longer relevant for you that are leaving. There's so much going on. So in April here, we are in what might feel like some kind of a challenge for a lot of you. We're in a reset. We're in this complete reset. We've been going through it like, woo, January, February, March. Everybody's going through it at different levels, because remember, I always say this, everybody's in a different space and place in their process. And I call it the Sacred Heart Ascension. I've always called it that because this is what we're coming back to, okay? So as this reset is continuing, this isn't for everyone, but there's some of us that are going through major upgrades. Now just know that just because I may be going through it and you're not, doesn't mean you're not going to. You will go through it when you're ready, because we're all reaching different levels and we're going through different things at the same time. Okay, so just don't worry about it. It's gonna happen. For those of you that it is happening, surrender into it and allow everything to occur. All right, my hair is like really fizzy from the rain. Oh, goodness. Anyways, so I woke up in the morning 2 days ago. Oh, goodness. And I have some oracle cards that there's one that has, I can't remember the deck, but they showed me in my third eye this picture of the oracle card where it has fingers pointing like this in all directions. And that's about choices. And also I got in the tarot, I got it's the card with the cups, and it has all the different things in the cups. I can't remember which one that is, but cups are emotions, but it has all the different things sitting in the cups, which my guide said that's the same card. It's about choices. And right now, what they're saying with this is that it may be confusing with choices that are being presented this month and like maybe last month, and they're coming in and you're still not understanding which direction to turn to. They want you to wait it out. They want you to meditate on it, to see what kind of answer you get from your higher self. And then if you still are like questioning it because the ego's getting in the way, that little devil on the shoulder, sit with it. Allow yourself to sit with it, because the confusion is going to become clearer. You're going to gain clarity, and you're going to know exactly what you're going to need to do. All right? So I want to talk about the body upgrades a little more, because I wrote on here like what I was going through. For me, it's like they're so huge. It's like my body is in convulsions. And I've talked about this before, probably on my Patreon. I know I've talked about it either on here on YouTube or on the Facebook lives, but my body goes into like what looks like I'm in a convulsion. And I'm not. I'm actually having such a deep body upgrade, a leveling up, that the body is, and you just have to let it happen and flow through it. For those of you that have an actual physical issue and that's part of like a health thing for you, pay attention to your health, and whatever you need to do with that, okay? But this is how it occurs for me. And so I just want to share that with you, that's how deep it goes. And that's how immensely transitional this is. And I think it's amazing. And we are all going through things right now. Absolutely going through things. So many are going to experience more purification of the physical body, and false ego perceptions. You're going to move more into divine awareness. There's a lot of people out there that they have an energy, it's like narcissism and their false ego perception towards other people. And it generates like ignorance, rudeness, comments on things that are not necessary to be said to someone. And what it is it's not, people are doing this because of their own anger, their own judgment and criticism that they actually have about themselves. They're not feeling good about themselves. So what are they going to do? Bam, they're going to attack somebody else. So here's what I have to say about that. Someone's false perception of you, don't let that happen. You don't have to take that. That's a level of disrespect. But you know what? When somebody is disrespectful because they don't respect themselves in a way, you're never going to get an apology. So we just let it go and we move on. So this stuff is happening now. There's people out there that are getting activated because Neptune's moved into Aries, and there's a shadow side of Aries that is very fiery. Okay, remember Aries is the I am presence. And in that I am presence, you are to be who you are from the heart, in love, in compassion, in full alignment. And when we are in that space, we don't rudely attack people. We don't create drama. We don't create wars. So this stuff is happening on the earth. You see it in every day. But if it's happening in you, I've talked about this, I think since December, I said, step back from these people, okay? You do not have to take it, okay? You do not deserve disrespect because these persons have issues with themselves. Very important, all right? So, I'm going to pop back to this, and that's a part of the purifications that's happening. There's people that will refuse to look in the mirror and know that it's all their stuff. I talked about this in my newsletter. I talked about how, like Esther Hicks with Abraham says, when people attack like that, it's always, always, always theirs. Always. So remember that. With the changes that are occurring, there's mental, there's physical. This is happening through the DNA at the cell level with the upgrades, with the, what else do we want to call this? For me, I'm just feeling upgrades for myself right now. They're using the word reconfiguration, the shifting in your awareness and with your consciousness. With all this, there's purification happening. Mind, body, soul. Everybody's going through something. Some people will deny it, walk away from it. But if you came here to focus on this transition that's happening right now, you're going to allow the change to happen. You're going to feel, some people I'm finding out are feeling like wiped out, exhausted, tired for like a week now. And give your body the rest it deserves. Get off technology is what I'm going to say. You know, I like one thing that I like to watch. And you may all think it's silly, but it's just a little show on the History Channel that I love. And they only put something new, I think, once a week. So I will give myself that 1 hour for, it's like 45 minutes, to watch something fun that takes me out of doing all this stuff all day. And I'm like, wow, that's so fascinating. And then I'm on the computer and I'm on this stuff during the day for sessions and that stuff. But when my body starts feeling like I start feeling sick from being on the technology too long, I have to step back. And we have to get used to it. We have to get used to stepping back and leaving everything completely for hours before we go to bed. Really release yourself from all of that, because you want yourself to be able to go through this purification cycle, this receiving of these new codes that are coming into the earth. And these new codes are amazing. So a lot of you are going to, it is creation time. It's mega creation time. For those of you that have the focus to create, because I know there's a lot of you just not feeling like doing anything, and just be there. Allow yourself to be there, because you're shifting, you're transforming into actually doing something new. But there's some of us that are really in creation mode, and I've really been in creation mode, finishing up some projects. And there's a lot of you that will be finishing up projects this month. But you know what, also Mercury has been retrograde, and you know, they say that with that, you know, that's a time where you really step back and you you cross your T's and dot your I's, is what they always say. So for me, I'm finishing with the assistance of my editor, those Mary Magdalene cards everybody's been waiting for, that were downloaded in May of 2020. So the creation with that has just been like whew, flowing. And yeah, I can't wait for those. Those were all a download. They're amazing. Okay, so utilize this time, if you can, to focus on creating something new for yourself, or maybe creating you anew. Maybe you decide to go get, you know, your hair a different color, or, you know, do something like that. Or maybe you can decide to dress differently. Who knows? But that's creation as well. So take yourself into that space and place and feel like, you know what, that's not me anymore. I need to create myself anew. I need to be who I am. And maybe who you are is different than who you were previous to all of this that's happening now. We are in this reset. So here you go. It may be something like that. It could be your work, it can be you, it could be your body, it can be, you know, the way you look, the way you dress, even the way you cook. Everything's a shift and a change, and it's all about new creation. So quantum jumping, that continues. So I'm going to share this with you because I've had a lot of this going on, but I've been in the consciousness state where you're just waking up, but you're still in another reality. And in that, I want to just tell you exactly what happened. I was waking up here. It's my bed. Oh, there's my unicorn. And I was at that state where I was almost awake, but I was still in the parallel reality. And I would hear the doorbell ringing, ding dong. And oh, I'm like, oh, I think the cleaning person's here. And I hadn't met her yet. And so I sat up straight in bed and I looked around, and the room that I was in bed in my parallel reality was all white. And I sat up in this one, it's all white. And I realized this house has no doorbell. And I was like, wait a minute. I didn't hear the doorbell. There's no doorbell here. I'm like, what? And so I was like, okay, I'm going back to sleep. So I laid back down, and within minutes I hear knock, knock, knock. And I'm like, I sat straight back up. I'm like, oh, maybe she's here. And and I get up and I walked out of bed and I went to the front and there's nobody there. And I'm like, and again, I had been in the room in the parallel reality that was also white, and sitting up in this room in this reality that's also white. But I was blending what was happening there here. And I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go lay back down, because the sun was literally just starting to come up. It was like 6 something a.m. I'm like, she wouldn't be here this early. She's coming at 8. And I'm like, I'm gonna go lay back down. And so I laid back down and it happened again. And I was like, all right, this time I'm staying up. What is this? So not only was it showing the blending of realities and the jumping back and forth of these spaces and places, a few days later I realized what it was telling me. So pay attention to this stuff when it happens. I had been feeling someone's energy in my field for 4 or 5 days. I know exactly who it is, and I was like, no, I don't want this person in my field. And so I kept sending it away, filling it with love and sending it away. And then when that happened and I meditated on what was going on, they said, and they showed me, there was the realization that this person was trying to enter my field. They were trying to get in. And I was like, oh, very interesting. They were ringing the doorbell. They were knocking on the door. They were saying, hey, Keleena. And I refused to let them in. So it's like a warning. This person with this vibration and this frequency and energy is trying to get into your field. But it was amazing how it came about. So what I wrote down here from the guides was parallel realities and blending of no time within space and blending of different locations coming together in a unified manner will happen for some. So that's amazing. And it's not the only thing that happened. I have a lot of other things that are happening. But you're going to keep jumping. Like you're going to be in one state of being, and the next thing you're going to be like, whew, what just happened? Wait, where was I? Was I over here? I actually woke up this morning, now that I'm remembering, talking to a woman with long, whitish, silver hair, and like right in front of me. I was talking to this woman, and I got out of bed and I'm like, oh, did I talk to that woman yesterday? Where did I go yesterday? Who was that? And I was like, I can't remember her name. And then after like an hour, I was like, no, I didn't go anywhere yesterday where I would have talked to this woman. But it was so real in the moment that it's coming into the blending, like it's, what do we call it again? I forget what we call that. not blending, but merging. It's like you're merging these different realities and bringing it all into this oneness. It's a unified field. It's so exciting what you're becoming. Or I'm going to say who you already are. So non-heart-centered persons are going to be coming out of the woodwork. So these are people that are like the attacking people. There may be sarcastic people. They're rude. They're ignorant. They play the blame game. Again, step back from these people, because that fiery shadow side's being activated for whatever reason. So I think, you would think so that they can see themselves, but these are people that are not heart-centered persons. So they won't see themselves as the one in the wrong, and that's why they blame everyone else. And when they don't see that part of them, they don't trust other people either, because they don't trust themselves either. So just be aware that that's coming. Again, like I said before, you deserve respect. So step back from that kind of energy. Again, those souls are still living from fear-based realities, and we're leaving that. So if there's people trapping themselves in that for whatever reason, maybe they don't feel good enough, maybe they're grieving something, maybe they've gone out of alignment and they don't know how to bring themselves back in, or they're fighting the process. I don't know. Everyone's going to be different. But like I said, there's a lot of people that are doing this right now, and I've witnessed some myself, but I also know other people that have witnessed people like this as well. And for people that don't know to stay here and just step back, it can be debilitating to the receiver. The person receiving that horrible, what do you say, energy of that person that's the accuser, the blamer, the not heart-centered. So we don't want to be there. When you respect yourself and you step back and you just let them do what they need to do, don't give them the light of day. Walk away. You don't deserve that. So a lot of you are going to begin to flow in clarity through this month. I keep seeing the eyes in the skies and the eyes on all kinds of things, and I made myself I bought that stuff, mud water stuff or whatever it's called, and I used my frother thing, and when I was done there was this huge eye in my cup. I'm like, okay, I get you. There's more third eye awakenings, but also when the symbol of the eye is not just awakenings, it's the symbol of clarification, because we have to remember that all the clairs have to do with seeing with the eyes of the heart. And so that's also feeling, that's your knowing, that's your innate telling you what to do, how to flow, where to go. Okay, so I have been working with the angels of Lemuria, and I wrote a channeled message here that I'm going to share with you. And what they said, let me see if I can pick this up. It's a big eek. Ready? You all know that my things are know thyself, love thyself, be thyself, and that we're here to live from the sacred heart. So they started out to know thyself be true, which is something I always say, know thyself be true. Because when you know thyself, you're being true to who you are. And when you're doing that, you're being true with all others. Okay? So to know thyself be true is key to harmonization. That's why we're going through all of this right now. It's to bring back the balance and the harmony upon this planet. One who knows the self and fully trusts they are capable of what they're capable of, they act upon that which they came to do. The work conducted is not motivated by fear, money, or egoic 3D desires. It is motivated by inspiration, or how what is being created or done can assist others. Isn't that lovely? Your split consciousness happening now will show who is aligned with self and who still chooses the reality based on the comforts of the old ways. What is the old ways? The old ways is depending on others to save you. And that's not what this reality is about. Love is expansion and creative utilization in the heart space, which has no boundary. There you go. That is a message from the angels of Lemuria. It's very beautiful. So there's going to be some healing that occurs this month as well, is what I was picking up. I've been working with Raphael a lot as well, and Mother Mary. And they're showing me that some of you that have been going through pain for, a while now, it may be starting to alleviate this month. I'm feeling more towards the end of the month is what I'm feeling. And into May. And a lot of you know I went through a lot last year, starting last April. And here we are, it's almost a year. And I'm down to, I almost left the earth with what was going on. It was deep, and there was so much light in my cells when I would view myself from outside myself. But it was extremely painful. It was like giving birth, I'm going to say 25 times, the pain was 25 times more than that if you give birth or go in that labor, that really hard labor. Like I had back labor with one of my kids without any kind of assistance. It wasn't easy. And I know a lot of you are going through that, and I have so much compassion for you. I understand where you are. I'm just dealing with a little bit still, but it's almost been a year. And it happened right after some grid work that I had to complete. It was my last big grid work assignment. And because we moved into the building now. So here we are. There's going to be healing that occurs coming this month, but I'm seeing into May too, so I think it could be more, it's definitely end of April, like maybe the last 12 days or whatever. I don't really know. They're showing me like a block of April into May. Again, creativity and focus expands. They said, pay attention to conflicting patterns. Pay attention to conflicting patterns. So that's within yourself, but you may see that in others. So be aware of that. We are in a reset. So there's new beginnings happening for so many. My new beginning is here. I've been lifted and moved. Boom. And it happens so fast. Everything is accelerated. Everything's happening quickly. And it's going to continue like that. Because we're like moving out of time. I'm also getting, that balance still of the feminine frequency of like the Venusian feminine frequency. I'm really picking up on that a lot. And the mother energy is getting stronger. So that divine feminine that's getting stronger through you on the planet, for the planet, to hold us into like some kind of a stabilization is what they're showing me. That's creating that harmonized field, because we need to come back into balance here. It's necessary in order for us to accomplish what we came for. Okay? Kapu anama aka. All right. I'm ready. Everybody, hands, palms facing up on your lap. Be open and ready to receive. These activations are going to assist you for what's going on this month for you. And also remember, these activations can be listened to anytime. They're not just for this month. They are non-linear, and they will continue to work. So you can go back to any video and listen again and again. And the activations will continue to assist, because as you remove a layer, they can go back in there and go, yee, juggle some things up and help some more come on off. All right. Take a breath, everybody. Relax. Nimi o ku'a. Moskut kirst und kiram marache. Miarast anarast aki. Amor namara ta stamma. Mira and kirost und urst yara he. Furodok ut urst yam ora. Nahai. Am kukuku shasha he. Mit ima amor. Naskarakara tsundukoto untompun mafu. Ahena era, nahena era, nahena ma. Nanya kama nastanya rastamya koma eato na Those are Syrian light codes. Ka'ona namarata namarakata namarakato ku unto ushta anyara ana anyara yanoko tikiti ka asur nach. Ku anamiara at kirost un irost eme ihana ar